Tonight on CitrusTV News, donations to the university have increased and how they're being used.
And the annual Apple Festival was held on the quad today to celebrate the start of fall.
Plus, updates on the protests in Charlotte. CitrusTV News starts right now.
From the CitrusTV studios, this is CitrusTV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening and welcome to CitrusTV News. I'm Johnny Oliver.
And I'm Brooke Glatz, here with tonight's top stories.
Students may not realize it, but donors have a major impact on their everyday life here on campus. Over the past 3 years, donations have risen from $72 million in 2014 to $108 million in 2016. CitrusTV reporter Brendan Tierney has more on the dramatic increase in donor support.
Over recent years, Syracuse has set new records in donor support. This increased enthusiasm comes along with the academic strategic plan and the campus framework. In the past 3 years, overall donor support has increased by almost 50%.
Donors respond very much to kind of the needs and the direction of the institution. So with the unveiling of the academic strategic plan and then the campus framework as an outgrowth of that, it's been very warmly received by our alumni. And in particular, alumni are looking to the university to say, here are our needs and priorities.
With money being spent on projects of all sizes around campus, the Office of Advancement and External Affairs is trying to maximize giving.
As we always try and maximize philanthropic giving to the university. So for any project, we would try to raise 100% if we can.
Funding for donor support extends from here at the Promenade to the Arch to classrooms across campus, and donation of any size can make an impact.
Gifts can have a cumulative effect and have a very real, tangible impact across the university and all parts of the university.
And students appreciate the impact of donations.
I'm really thankful for all of the things that are available to students here that I didn't have at a much smaller school. So I would say that through a collective effort of a lot of people, there's a lot going on and a lot of opportunities.
Brendan Tierney, CitrusTV News.
The Student Association is looking to have free tampons and pads in the bathrooms for students. SA President Eric Evangelistas says feminine hygiene products will be stocked in all bathrooms, including men's bathrooms for transgender students. Boxes of tampons normally cost women around $6 each, and Syracuse would follow other universities in offering the free products. The program could start by the end of the semester. And the Syracuse University Steering Committee will be holding information sessions as they undergo re-accreditation. SU goes through the process every 10 years. It ensures that the university is operating acceptably and in accordance to the best practices of higher education. The information sessions will be in Newhouse on Friday, October 7th. And the annual Apple Festival was held today to kick off the fall season. It took place on the quad from 11 to 2 p.m. The festival had food from local farmers markets, games, and a 1-mile run. Booths also provided information about many different SU departments. The event was put on by SU's Department of Recreation Services.
The 5th annual Be Wise BBQ will take place tonight on the quad. It's held every year to raise awareness about alcohol poisoning and encourage students to make safer decisions. There will be volleyball, music, and lawn activities, as well as lots of food. The event is free and open to all students. And the sold-out Juice Jam 2016 is this Sunday. This year's music festival will feature several artists like Marshmello, Tovlo, and Fetty Wap. The event is held at North Skytop Field and doors open at noon. University Union asks that students remember to leave their backpacks, video cameras, food, and beverages at home. Anyone who has questions can contact University Union at uuvicepresident@gmail.com. And don't forget to watch the SU football game this Saturday. SU will play the University of Connecticut at 1 p.m. tomorrow. It'll be SU's first away game this season. Paul Mancano will have more later in sports.
And New York's organized crime task force has made the largest drug bust in history. Authorities say the group seized 33 kilograms of heroin and 2 kilograms of fentanyl. 25 people from 5 states were indicted in the bust, and police say they were involved in a national heroin smuggling ring. And we have an update for the story we ran yesterday. The town of DeWitt's planning board met last night and struck down a compromise law allowing Jamesville business owners to display sandwich boards. The businesses will have another chance at the town meeting on Monday.
Coming up, new numbers released for the upcoming election.
And an update on the ongoing protests in Charlotte. Citrus TV News will be right back.
Dreary skies in Syracuse today, but what can we expect for the rest of the weekend? Stay tuned to Citrus TV News for my full weather forecast coming up.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Today, President Obama vetoed the bill that would have allowed the families of 9/11 victims to sue the Saudi Arabian government. The White House said his reasoning was that the bill could lead to lawsuits or other detrimental actions to the U.S.
Congress is expected to override the veto this week, which would require a 2/3 vote in the House and Senate. Obama says he has deep sympathy for the 9/11 families and their desires, but the bill could pose a severe threat to the U.S. safety.
I think the presence of the National Guard helped us in terms of freeing up our officers to be out among the crowd, to be calming things down, out on their bikes, out walking around without the riot shields, really engaging with the community and allowing that peaceful demonstration to continue.
Mayor of Charlotte, Jennifer Roberts, speaking today on the protest of last night. Video of the deadly encounter between Charlotte police and Keith Lamont Scott has been released to the public. The video was recorded by Scott's wife. It does not show the shooting, but gunshots can be heard. It is unknown whether the police attempted to provide first aid.
The video emerged after 3 nights of protests over the shooting. The protesters called on police to release the video they felt could resolve different accounts of the shooting from earlier this week. Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Chief says there is also footage from a dashboard camera and a police body camera. The video of Scott's death will not be made public unless there is a compelling reason to do so.
The white Tulsa police officer that shot and killed an unarmed black man last week has surrendered to authorities. This comes only a day after Tulsa officer Betty Shelby was charged with first-degree manslaughter for the death of Terrence Crutcher.
President Barack Obama says recent reports of unarmed African Americans being shot by police, quote, should be a source of concern for all Americans.
Ted Cruz announced today that he will vote for Donald Trump for president. This comes after Ted Cruz would not endorse his rival at the Republican National Convention this summer.
Cruz previously called Trump a, quote, pathological liar and, quote, utterly immoral. But after finishing second in the primaries, Cruz says he will support the Republican nominee and finds Hillary Clinton unacceptable.
Election Day is 45 days away, but people are already voting. Early ballots in North Carolina are giving Hillary Clinton an edge. Compared to 4 years ago, Republicans were leading the early voting in that state.
Over in Iowa, Donald Trump has reason to celebrate. Democrats have requested half as many early voting ballots as they did in 2012, though Republicans still are dominating the early voting process with 60% of the ballots. "115 bodies were pulled out of the waters off of the Egyptian coast today after a boat capsized earlier this week. The boat was carrying around 450 migrants heading towards Europe when it tipped over. This happened 12 miles off the coast of Egypt, and 150 survivors managed to swim to shore, while the rest drowned. Dozens more are feared dead.
India signed an $8.78 billion deal with France today. The deal will give India 36 fighter jets.
India's Prime Minister announced his intentions to buy the jets during a visit to France last year. This is the first time India is buying a large amount of jets in more than 20 years.
South Korea has revealed a plan to assassinate North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. According to South Korea's defense minister, if South Korea feels threatened by North Korean nuclear weapons, Kim will be taken out by their elite troops.
In response, North Korea said that if the U.S. and South Korea escalate the situation, it would take action against Seoul and Guam.
And today is only the second day of fall, but we're already seeing frost in the forecast.
The National Weather Service has issued an alert for patchy frost this weekend in central New York.
And now we go to Rebecca Castor with more in your full weather forecast.
Thanks, Johnny and Brooke. Yes, today is the second day of fall, and the temperatures sure make it feel like it. Right now it is 61 degrees outside, and we have cloudy skies, but the humidity outside is at 83%, making it just feel a little bit warmer than it actually is. And if we take a look at our current temperatures right now, we'll see across much of upstate New York, we'll see temperatures drop significantly this weekend. But here in Binghamton, we're still hitting 73 degrees, but in Fulton, it's at 59. And these temperatures are continuing to drop throughout the weekend, but they may go back up next week, so that's something to be looking at. If you went outside today, you felt that humidity in the air, and that's going to continue to increase throughout the night. You'll see at 1 a.m. we're even hitting 90% humidity, so even though temperatures will be cool tonight, you're still going to feel that thickness from the air from the humidity. And if we take a look at our Doppler radar, we see that some rain is going to come in around Syracuse tonight, but it's not going to come hit us directly, so we have a dry weekend. And as the temperatures continue to get cooler, that's good news for people who had problems with allergies. Breathing conditions were good today with the cooler temperatures, and as we continue to go cooler and cooler, conditions will continue to get better. But I know everybody wants to talk about Juice Jam this weekend. 9 a.m. Sunday morning, we're going to have temperatures at 54 degrees, so definitely chillier than what we've been experiencing so far. The concert starts at noon, and you can expect temperatures at around 63 degrees. And by the time everyone's back to their rooms, once all the fun is done, it's going to be 61 degrees. So you can expect sunny skies, which is great news. There's no rain in the forecast, so it's going to be a fun day for students on campus. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, you can expect cooler temperatures of 48 degrees with sunny skies, but we have that humidity again, so it's still going to feel a little bit warmer than 48. And if we take a look at our 5-day forecast, we see Saturday and Sunday sunshine with temperatures in the 60s. Monday we have a high of 69 degrees with a 20% chance of rain. Tuesday and Wednesday we have some rain coming in with a 60% chance of rain on Tuesday with a high of 66 degrees. Cooler temperatures 65 on Wednesday with a 50% chance of rain.
All right, Rebecca, so Q's Crawl is tonight. What can everybody going out to that expect weather-wise?
Well, it's definitely a good night for that because we don't have rain in the forecast, so people won't have to worry about bringing umbrellas. It is going to be chilly, though. Lows tonight around mid-40s, which is why we have the frost warning this weekend. Lows will continue to be in the 40s throughout the rest of the weekend, which is why there's that chance of frost.
Definitely need that jacket.
So, Rebecca, with the cooler temperatures arriving, does that mean that the fall weather is here to stay?
Yeah, I definitely wish that I could say that. While we are officially in fall calendar-wise, the weather isn't so sure if we're actually going to stay in it. We may jump back up to those higher temperatures next week, but this week is going to be nice and chilly, so let's take it while we have it.
All right, thanks, Rebecca.
You.
And up next, the breakup of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie continues to unfold.
Citrus TV News will be right back.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning. Why?
Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this.
You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay, but remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Students attending for-profit colleges are at risk of losing their financial aid. The Education Department is planning to withdraw recognition of the nation's accreditor of for-profit colleges. The Accrediting Council now has 10 days to appeal the decision. If the move passes, hundreds of schools would have to find a new accreditor or lose participation in federal financial aid programs. A new study found that tobacco smoke changes DNA surface and can affect how some genes function. The study collected 16,000 blood samples from smokers, non-smokers, and former smokers. The data identified a large variety of genes affected and how strongly of an effect those genes have on disease. Scientists hope that the results of the study can help create treatments for smoking-related diseases like lung cancer. New research suggests alcohol might not be as good for the heart as previously thought. A new study finds that even in moderation, alcohol may increase the size of heart chambers. This leaves people at risk for an irregular heartbeat, as well as other problems like blood clots and strokes. The study is a change from the original belief that red wine is good for the heart. And Twitter's future is now up in the air. Several companies like Google, Microsoft, and Salesforce.com are considering the takeover of Twitter as this company struggles to spark growth in several areas. Its efforts to attract more users and expand its market value have been slow. Twitter will be live streaming the next presidential and vice presidential debates in order to gain more users and become a destination for live events.
For those of you with Yahoo accounts, it's time to get serious with your security. The LA Times published a list of recommendations for Yahoo users today. Not only should you change your Yahoo password, you should also change any information on other accounts that use the same password. Yahoo says it will contact affected users by email, and it also says to beware of scammers trying to take advantage of the hack. And half of all Galaxy Note 7s are under recall have been returned. This comes after the phones were recalled for exploding batteries. The company says the returns have increased since the new version hit stores on Wednesday. 90% of affected owners have opted to get the new version of the phone rather than switch to another device. And Brad Pitt is under investigation from the FBI for an incident with one of his children. Pitt's wife, Angelina Jolie, filed for divorce from him on Monday. The incident is said to have taken place on the family's private plane one day before the two separated. Pitt has spoken with Los Angeles authorities about the incident. The FBI says it is gathering facts and evaluating if an investigation will take place at the federal level.
I'm Paul Mancano. Coming up after the break, we'll hear from Dino Babers ahead of the Oranges matchup with UConn. We'll also preview Syracuse soccer's game against third-ranked Notre Dame. Plus, the Syracuse Lacrosse Alumni Classic is tomorrow. The alumni roster is pretty stacked. Stick around.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Good evening, I'm Paul Mancano. Syracuse football is hoping to get back in the win column against UConn tomorrow. It's the first road game of the season for the Orange as it faces its former Big East foe. The Orange has struggled with implementing head coach Dino Babers' new scheme as of late. Syracuse has given up a combined 107 points over the past 2 weeks, and SU is coming off a 45-20 drubbing at the hands of USF. Babers has pressed patience since taking over the job from Scott Schaefer, and on Monday, Babers said his players are still learning. SU and UConn kick off at 1 o'clock in West Hartford. After the game, be sure to tune into Orange Press Pass at 6 for highlights and reactions. Two of the top 3 teams in all the land meet tonight as Syracuse men's soccer takes on Notre Dame. The second-ranked Orange takes its perfect 8-0 record to South Bend to do battle with the third-ranked Fighting Irish. SU has played just one ranked team so far, beating 15th-ranked Boston College 2-0 last Friday. On the other side, Notre Dame suffered its first loss of the season to Louisville 1-0, dropping the Irish from the top spot in the NCSAA ranking. Syracuse and Notre Dame get underway at 7 o'clock in South Bend. Syracuse women's soccer went into last night's matchup with ACC foe Clemson rolling with a 7-1-2 record. But would their defense stand up against the best offense in the conference? Turns out, no. The Tigers outshot the Orange 31-7 in a 4-0 loss on the road. It was a scoreless game at half, but Clemson opened up the second frame with 3 straight goals. Syracuse goalie Courtney Brosnan set a personal record with 7 saves. The Orange go even further south for its next game against Miami on Sunday. Syracuse field hockey's string of tough opponents continues as the Orange takes on 5th-ranked UNC. The Tar Heels are the 4th straight ranked team SU has faced, including Boston College, Stanford, and Wake Forest. But no team has stood up to the Orange SU has beaten all 3 teams by 2 goals in each match. Will North Carolina present a challenge? Well, right now in the first half, it's a 0-0 game still getting underway. Syracuse going at it. It's been a rough go for Syracuse volleyball this season. The Orange is just 1-9 with its lone win coming against Siena back on September 10th. Now SU heads into conference play beginning with Boston College today, and right now they are up in the second set after having won the first set. The puck drops for Syracuse women's ice hockey tonight in an exhibition matchup with Montreal. The Orange was recently tapped as the favorite to win the College Hockey America regular season championship. SU is coming off a record-setting season in which the Orange won 19 games and 14 in conference. Cuse and Montreal get underway at 7 tomorrow at the Tennessee Ice Pavilion. Syracuse lacrosse greats are back on the hill for the 7th annual Alumni Classic. Everything gets started tomorrow afternoon with a Legends game that features some of the best SU lacrosse players of all time. Then, in the recent alums, get a chance to show the kids how to do it as they take on the current Orange team. And that current Orange team might have its hands full. The alumni team is a real who's who of Syracuse lax greats. Look at some of those names. Dylan Donahue, Tim Barber, and Derek DeJoe highlight the returning class of 2016. Oldest player on the team, 1999 alum Matt Alexander. He helped the Orange to the national championship game in his senior season.
So, Paul, SU football is reeling after 2 straight blowout losses. Do you see them getting back on track against UConn?
I do. I think it's an away game, but obviously UConn is not the same caliber opponent that they've faced in the past 2 games. It's going to be a low-scoring game. Syracuse's offense won't be quite as good against a tough UConn defense, but I expect Syracuse to win this one by maybe a touchdown or a field goal.
All right, and Paul, so SU men's soccer, we're 8-0 right now, but tonight we're going to take on 5th-ranked UNC. Do you think we're going to be able to pull out that win? Syracuse has got to lose at some point. It might be tonight. They're going up against one of the best teams in the country. As we mentioned, Notre Dame just suffered its first loss of the season against a pretty good Louisville squad. So they are a good team facing Syracuse. If they don't lose tonight, it's going to be soon. 8-0 is an incredible start to the program, and it's a franchise record, really, but I don't know if they can hold out much longer.
It's a great run. Thanks, Paul.
We'll be right back.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it.
You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
That's all for Citrus TV News this evening.
Check us out online at citrustv.com and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm Brooke Latz.
And I'm Johnny Oliver. Have a great night, Syracuse.